We are headed to the top of the second, and you are listening to High School 510.
When y'all talking sports, don't carry any pistols. Okay, don't carry no razor blades, don't carry no knives, don't carry no sticks.
What about a one?
Y'all Negroes is passionate about your sports.
What about?
And everybody's always right.
What about when I carry my one-eye Alabama black snake? Because I take that everywhere I go.
Shit during training camp. He ain't shit. Jesus, he is weak. You wanna see somebody that's on my list? You wanna see somebody that's on the Corey Hart list? You know, my irrational people that I cannot stand? Blake Jarwin is growing on that list. Here's what I'm gonna say. That rule cost the team a game today. The Green Bay Packers should have won the game today. Your boy Clay Matthews, your favorite player, who's not overrated in your eyes. He got through and hit what's his name, Kirk Cousins, in like the right above his waist midsection, and with the shoulder hit him, and then just fell down with like his shoulder on him, and they called a 15-yard penalty on that play. He threw the ball up as he was getting hit and got intercepted with like under 2 minutes. The game would have been over. They would have won the game. They would have sealed it up. But instead, they got a 15-yard penalty, and they got new life. They go down. They score to tie the game. But
both teams missed field goals in overtime.
No, they did.
How many did Green Bay miss?
But
3 in overtime. They missed 2 in overtime.
Watch the play. Watch the.
No,
Clay
I agree
Matthews
with
hit.
you.
Like, it was one of the worst. Like that was another call where you were talking about some of these calls you've been seeing, and it's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
like,
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, and it's costing teams games. That was one of those like not early in the game where it's like, oh, you can make up for it later. That they made an interception off that play because they got pressure. They hit the quarterback clean, and because he fell on them a certain way that was not dirty at all. Even the guys calling the game were like, dude, that's a terrible call. Like, how can you call that? Yeah. Like that. Like, what else are you supposed to do? Like, you're supposed to just hit him and then just like not wrap him because, you know, what if he tucks the ball down? You need to wrap him, and tackle him.
You gotta wrap him.
So it was stupid. It was just dumb. It was not a dirty hit at all. I don't like Clay Matthews either, Aaron. But it cost the team a game because they intercepted it. The game would have been over. Instead, they get another chance. They score.
Eli going deep. Got a man.
Stop treating the quarterbacks with kid gloves because it's taking away the honor of the game, taking away the honor of the game.
I don't know, man. That's making my fantasy points look real nice right now. Like I said, Patrick Mahomes is on the trading block, 6 touchdowns in 2 games.
I'll trade you a pack of Skittles for him.
Wait, no, he has 10 touchdowns in 2 games.
2 games. No,
he had 4 last.
Oh, yeah, 6 today. He had 6 today and 4 today. My bad. He had 6 touchdowns today.
Nathan needs a quarterback.
Man, I got Nate.
He picked up Joe Flacco and was like, man, I got Joe Flacco. That's how juiced he was because he had Matt Stafford. Should we start doing a fantasy like risers and fallers thing, or are we not prepared enough to do something like that?
You wouldn't be prepared.
I'll give you a fantasy faller right now. A fantasy faller. Blake Jarwin ain't shit. Don't ever pick his ass up.
What position is he?
He's a tight end, and they were thinking about cutting Rico Gathers for his ass.
He's on the hands team?
He's on the hands team, and he ain't got no hands. Anything else on football you want to touch on?
We got Ryan Fitzpatrick lighting up the league.
Hey, man, Ryan Fitzpatrick, man, he out here just throwing the ball around. He don't care no more. They didn't really score much in the second half, but he don't care. That first half, he don't care.
Right? He's just like, I'm just slinging it out here, man.
I thought he was Conor McGregor's bodyguard when he stepped out on the podium, though.
Yeah, looking like Fitzmagic right there.
Fitzmagic. He looked like FitzmcGregor.
So that's what happened. Like, I feel like Conor McGregor is the real life Rocky. Like, every person who thinks they're Irish and has a beard, like, thinks they're Conor McGregor right now.
Yeah.
Just like every.
At least Conor McGregor. I give you credit. Shout out to Conor McGregor. Come on our show. At least you're a real person. Unlike who is it? Rocky, who somehow got into a Sports Hall of Fame for not being a real. Bro, that's all right. Statue. I'm always gonna bring this up. Hey, I need y'all. Well, that's dude. You don't.
Wakanda forever. That's Italian's Wakanda.
I don't. You know what? How about we put who is the Confederate leaders they've been taking down, the statues they got in different cities? How we start putting them in sports hall of fames too? Because
they didn't play sports.
They inspired white people to do great things and make this country with some great sports. Then, man, hey, throw them in the hall of fame. Shit. Hey, put him in the equestrian hall of fame. He riding a horse.
same thing about sports broadcasters, man. They talking during the game like everybody else. That's what they
sports-
do. They know that.
Sports broadcasters are actually part of a sport, and they actually they connect the fan. They can
They do.
be
They
if
do.
they're good. They
They
connect
go.
the fan
Yeah,
to the game,
Vince,
to the
I
athletes.
grew
to the
up
game.
with Chick Hearn and Vince Scully.
Yep.
I'm with Brandon. The new ones aren't as good as those old ones. Joe Buck, Joe Buck's dad.
Now, Chick Hearn killed it in Kobe Bryant courtside too. I'm just gonna say that.
Chick Hearn was just dope. Period.
Kobe Bryant courtside too. That motherfucker called.
His game's in the refrigerator. The butter's getting cold. The jello's jiggling.
Yep,
He was
dude,
great.
He was calling, dude. I was
Lance
like,
Johnson brings the ball down the court, yo-yoing up and down. He was great. So I had him and I had Vince Scully doing baseball. But then LA seemed to know how to ruin it by hiring Vince Musburger.
But my thing is, just send anybody. Just let anybody just be in the Hall of Fame. Just anybody who got a statue in the city, put them in the Hall of Fame now.
Are they gonna build a Wakanda statue so we can get your boy Chadwick Boseman in the Hall of Fame?
Hey man, they should.
Hey, maybe it says Rock got a statue. Maybe they'll put your boy. Michael B. Jordan in the Hall of Fame.
Maybe if they give me a
That's
Wakanda
what I'm
statue.
That's why we're about Black Panther 2 off subject. Does this become the movie where we're going to see like Tyler Perry and Oprah try to get in this movie?
Oh yeah, Tyler Perry gonna be part of the African Council of Delegates.
Figure out how to get Sidney Poitier 3D in the motherfucking movie. And it becomes
A hologram of Sidney Poitier.
The movie last
O.C.
night.
Davis.
The movie last night, man. They.
So I went to go see Predator.
I went and saw the new Predator movie last night, and these fools was pretty bad. It was like terribly good, or good and terrible.
Like it's like Steven Seagal bad,
Terrible.
or like Borat bad.
Wait,
Borat's a bad movie.
it was kind of like a combination of the two. It was pretty bad. It was like overall, like it was entertaining. I give it one bright. When I came out of it, I was thinking to myself, just like,
that boy is good. Good and terrible.
and that's what I felt. I felt like one of the dudes from the barbershop in Coming to America, watching Randy Watson. But they did Who Ride Whoopi. They're like, we got to deal with the alien. They're like, what is it with the alien? It's like, what Whoopi Goldberg was like? Like a really big, mean version of her. I'm like, oh, that's fucked up. That is kind of fucked up. But it was some mediocre writing. The storyline was interesting. It was just a big dumb movie. If you go into it knowing it's gonna be big and dumb, with some action, some gore, and some humor, like the way they made it more humorous, then you'll have a decent time watching it, and you gotta just kind of go with it. If you're trying to take it seriously, like make it real self-serious, like the first couple Predators, you're gonna think it's terrible and not good at all, not good and terrible.
How bad was Olivia Munn in the movie?
She was all right. Her character was kind of weird, but it was all right. She wasn't great. She wasn't terrible.
She never was great.
Yeah. She had there was one funny scene, one interaction that was pretty funny. I'll let y'all go see it.
Man, the way you describe that movie though, Jared, it's kind of like you give me a ride, and I was like, hey, let me put this in your trunk. It's like, oh no, there's dead hooker back there. Like, don't worry about that though. If you neglect that part, you gonna enjoy the ride.
This whole new timeline of what the Predator has become. So it's just change. It's just going with what has already been set out.
They
With
just
some
making
of the
some
ones.
shit up there, basically.
More or less, they're making shit up. Yeah.
They're like, hey, let's make this shit official canon.
It's kind of like one of the last seasons of Lost, where they just started making shit up. Kind of like every what is it, daytime soap opera you watch. They don't. There's no big story that they're like writing out. That they know the end point. They know where it goes to. They're just like, what the fuck do we feel like writing for this week?
Well, they know they're gonna get canceled at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they know that's like the most stable job in Hollywood.
Hey man,
What do
it
you
is.
do? I write for a soap opera.
It's like we gonna have all these old people, retirees, sitting
Still
here,
watching
got shit
shit.
to do, watch that shit. So
It's nuts.
blueberries. My boy Stephen A. Smith on it, recurrent character.
I thought Stephen A. Smith was trying to like talk himself out of like a renewing ESPN contract. The way he's been cooning on that show.
I hadn't watched it for so long.
Or I thought it was just like it's July. They have really nothing to talk about,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna use my personality, my non-existent personality, to get through these 4 hours.
So, how bad
That
is he
shit is bad. Well, and now they have him doing everything. Now he's on Get Up.
Dude, he got another show. He got a show. They got his radio show showing in video. I'm like, what? This is radio show. Why is it playing on TV?
Yeah.
I'm in the gym. at like not 10 o'clock, and all of a sudden his radio show come on. 10:30, I'm on the treadmill, and it's like, wait, so and he's actually calmer on it because he's by himself. But I'm like, why is he got a radio show on TV?
Right. And well, I feel like nowadays there's like really 9 people that work on ESPN.
And so they got
Like there's the football people. There's like 20 of those.
It's like 20 of those.
But everybody else that works on ESPN, there's like 9 motherfuckers. It's Michelle Beadle, Jalen Rose, and everybody else is in the trash.
Everybody else, yeah.
Everybody else can go.
It's like, look, we need one soccer person.
Shout out to Le'Veon Bell, man.
Shout out to Le'Veon Bell. What you're doing, I know your Steelers players are going off on you, but what you're doing is actually good for them if they don't realize it, and they're going off on you. So the hell with them. Hopefully you saved up your money because game checks, you guys don't make that much. And shout out, I appreciate and give you credit for what you're doing. I don't know if I would have been able to turn down $14 million for this past year, though.
Well, I was talking to somebody about this week, right? So, like, is he really giving up $14 million, right? Because he's going to get paid next year by somebody.
Is he a free agent at the end of this year?
Yeah, because this is the reason why he's sitting out is because this is the second time he a franchise tag.
Yeah.
But he's getting paid by somebody. But he plays running back. If he play quarterback, like, you go play on that franchise tag. But he plays running back.
Yeah.
He's going to get hit by everybody.
He's going to get hit by everybody. Every game.
Every game. And so, like, you risk a lot more.
He does.
Trying to go out there, I'm just go out here on this 1-year deal. Because he blows out his ACL, like, whatever contract he's going to get, is cut in half.
It might be like Maurice Jones-Drew. He was trying to get that contract, didn't get it, held out, but still came back and played without it.
Yeah.
Got hurt, never played again for the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he bouncing from the Niners to the Raiders with no money. Man, he over there trying to coach Jay LaSalle for a paycheck.
You guys talk about that last week? About Andrew Luck?
No.
So, apparently Andrew Luck confessed that his shoulder injury was from snowboarding.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. Like he told somebody or a reporter that the injury that's kept him out of the league for 2 years, basically was a snowboarding accident.
Wow.
And they paid this fool for 2 years. 2 years. Basically tanked their team. They had who's their quarterback? They had Jacoby Brissett out there.
Hey, Jacoby Brissett, man, I give him props. He held that team together last year. They didn't win, but he kept them mildly competitive the whole time. And they traded for him after the first week, so it's not even like he had a camp to learn. They're like, hey, you a big strong nigga, get out there and do something, Sambo Joe.
Sambo Joe, he called him Sambo Joe.
Man,
and he don't get enough credit for what he did last season. To even keep them in the game. To even keep it to where Chuck Pagano didn't get fired in the middle of that motherfucking season, that's all Jacoby Brissett. Y'all better put some respect on his name.
I would like to say that Bruce Arians is the worst color commentator on TV.
He's commentating which game? This one?
He's in the booth. He was doing the Ranger game. There was so much dead air on the show. There was so much dead air on the show. They'd be like, "Oh, there's a sack." They're really waiting for him to say something. He's like,
I can hear Aaron.
I just want everybody to know, Jarrett.
Jarrett, be careful.
Wants to use the word coon all day and the N-word, but I can't eat a piece of watermelon on the show.
Hey man, I'm just gonna say if you eat it and then you start talking, it sounds like you got food in your mouth on these mics. That's what I'm saying.
Just saying.
Be careful.
Jared just started listening to the show like 3 weeks ago.
I finally started doing the editing, and I get to listen to everything Darks is bitching about. And
my argument is that you can't use the coon and not expect me to eat watermelon on the guy.
No, I want you. You know,
the last month I can eat watermelon.
How about this?
They already started serving pumpkin at Starbucks already, Jared. This is my last few weeks I can eat watermelon, and you gonna try to stop me from eating that on the damn show?
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Hey, you go ahead. You eat your watermelon.
I put my watermelon up.
No.
Obviously, I ain't appreciate it around you. You know I'm not trying to use the N-word, and you gonna sit here and do that.
Okay, people have phobias. Some niggas can't cross bridges. You can't go upside a bitch's head. Okay, we can beat this.
Put my watermelon up and gone.
Aaron's list of triggers are very short.
His what?
His watermelon.
His watermelon is a trigger. We found out one of Aaron's triggers. Jared's
like,
triggers.
don't mess with those 3 things.
We come up to two triggers for Aaron
your
today.
porn and your yogurt. Like, don't mess with those 3 things.
Aaron, yogurt, porn, coon fruit. And then for Jarrett, we've also found another one of Jarrett's triggers, and his name is Blake Jarwin.
You know the problem was the Raiders needed a pass rush. John Gruden in the whole post conference kept talking about how he got to find a pass rush. He got to figure out they're gonna blitz or something. It's like, wait, you had a pass rush called Khalil Mack. I saw him dominate the game the week before by himself.
Hey, you know I like a couple things, and it's real control over the team, so I can build it up for a little bit, and then it'll collapse on itself. Kind of like the Raiders did, and kind of like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's a good Gruden impersonation, right? Because each place that Gruden left was like worse off when he left, but it wasn't because he left. It was because he built the team and let the team age in a way where he didn't identify. I don't think he's good at identifying young talent. You see what your boy Marquette King sent out? Sent out a little video.
Oh yeah.
I don't follow ignorant ass people, Jared. Just make these gloves illegal because ain't no way he got hands like that.
Yeah, they should. These gloves are a little ridiculous. You know,
I told you what happened when one of the kids bought a kid has one of those gloves for the Pop Warner team, and he's like, "No, these gloves are fine." He's like, "It helps you catch, but not that much." I'm telling him how players didn't use them back in the day. And he's like telling me they did. This fifth grader at Rosa Parks. This fool goes and said they don't really stick that much, and then he touches the Uno cards, lifted up with a flat hand, and all the Uno cards are stuck to it. And I said, "Yeah,
That's hilarious. Well, that makes me real worried about Amari Cooper dropping all these goddamn footballs. So I was taking my kid over to Fairyland this weekend, right? So I'm leaving, and I'm going back to the car, and I see this dude like decked out in all Georgia gear. And I'm like, who are they playing today? He's like, Middle Tennessee State. I'm like, why do you go out to see that game? Like, everybody knows what's going to happen in that game. And you go out to a sports bar to go see Georgia versus Middle Tennessee State.
dude."
And I was like,
You know what pissed me off? They killed the team so bad that they took out my running back after they didn't even give me no touches.
right.
They gave me, I had to start a running back in, and they gave him no touches because that. He ended with one fantasy point. Because they were like, they ran them, like, they threw him a pass.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we're about to destroy this team." I don't know how they went up. Was it through defense or something? But it was so bad early that the running back got no touches for a running team. It was all backups.
You know what I like? I like seeing these big programs play the small schools so they can just, pad their stats. And
You know, I thought about something you said, though, Jerry. When you said that we should make it so teams only play out of your conference, you only play, or most of the time you're playing your schedules around like teams with strength. Mm-hmm. The problem with that, though, is these small schools, they get paid so much money to come play these games, they pay for their whole athletic department. Like them paying Alabama, them paying like Georgia, it pays for their other sports whole year of finances. So it's like, you gotta keep playing that now.
Well, I mean, I think those schools, like...
It's all a fucked up system.
They do travel too much, though. Like, they could play regional games. Like, they don't have to fly to California.
Well, they don't.
They don't have to fly
How many
from
they
Florida,
get paid?
Florida
But
to
you
New
know
York.
what? Every time they do that, they get paid.
I know.
I remember when I was at Cal, we played like Georgia Southern, right? Women's basketball. And I was looking at the budget. I'm like, wait, hold on. We're paying for their flight out here and hotel? They stay in a nice hotel. I was like, trying to talk, and I was talking to the assistant coach about it, and she's like, yeah, that's how you, that's basically like college version of preseason games, right? Like, you pay for the lower teams, and you build up your record, but they get paid to come to those.
Oh, yeah.
They should just play Madden against each other or something like that, or play 2K.
Man, Shannon Sharp was on that
Shannon Sharp is on a show now. Wow.
Man, he got on the NFL Network now?
This is all Marshall Falk's fault.
Sunday Night Football, which we will get to.
This is all Marshall Falk's fault. If he would have just kept his dick in his pants, I would have some good commentating on NFL Game Day.
And wait for the appropriate signals.
Yeah, wait for the appropriate signals. Marshawn Falk. I can't even blame me too. It's Marshawn Falk. Him too.
Marshawn Falk?
Marshawn Falk.
This magic moment.
Marshawn Falk.
Another one of those drops for Eric. Marshawn Falk.
It's too late now, Jared. See,
Don't worry.
You can't.
Don't worry. It's okay.
No, it's too late, dude. You gotta play it like right when it happens. You can't go 20 and 30 seconds after. Am I right, Brandon?
Yeah.
And then you can't play the wrong what? Dude. Am I right, Brandon?
Man, we need a soundbite for that.
What?
You take it forever to get to the soundbite. The joke's over now.
Let's play some basketball!
It's about timing, Jared. You got bad timing.
I got good timing. It's just that it's hard to find all this stuff.
It's just unbalanced, man. Because sometimes you play a soundbite every 3 seconds, and we go like another 15 minutes without one. Like, wait, I got the soundbite machine open. Dun, 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 dun,
You gotta open it. And then it's when it's a perfect time for you to use it, but you gotta hit your password. You gotta do this. You ever thought about taking your password off while you're doing the show?
Or did.
And I got a charger right there. Look at this fool.
Hey man, he look like Lorenz Tate and Don't Be a Menace.
Jalen Ramsey look like the reason why the alt-right exists.
Hey, right now he looking like the dude that was in the wheelchair and Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice. Where Beanie at?
He looking at the reason why that movie Rosewood existed. You heard what happened to Sue Bird, right?
No, I haven't.
She mad at EA because her character in the trailer, I don't know, in the trailer in the EA games, includes the women WNBA teams.
Yeah.
Like while she's running, it shows breasts hopping up and down.
Oh.
Now she's mad because she's talking about like the sexualization, and I'm mad because she ain't got no breasts. No. I don't know who should be more mad, me or her. I'm mad because I'm like, and I think Sue Bird's cute.
It's like,
I think she's cute. She's a beautiful woman, but she ain't got no breasts.
We got a PK Supon situation.
Let's talk about some music.
PK Supon.
Oh no, I'm talking about his Lego figure being dark.
Oh, being dark.
Yeah, if she got I can understand where she'd be upset about that, but I also can understand. I don't know. Was that something that needed to put in the video game where like we gotta really fully simulate this anatomically correct?
I will give the game this. They do try, like EA, all the sports games do try to get more anatomically correct every year. Yeah. Now, did they blow it with Sue Bird? I don't know. Maybe Marshall Falk or one of those fools that got fired from the NFL Network or ESPN, Don McNabb was helping them with the details. Maybe they were. They went crazy and put breasts on it. She was supposed to have breasts.
Harvey Weinstein was overseeing
the person we brought in that had CGI had titties.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm sorry, Sue Bird, you don't have titties. But the person we brought in,
that could be true. Like they're like, hey, we brought in a former player. Look, she ain't playing no more. Somehow she just had a kid. But she's still in good shape, but she got breasts. Yeah. It was bouncing them down. We had the little dots on her breasts. And we put them in the game.
Right, like
that bitch is lazy, but them stretch pants is just driving me crazy. Want a dirty dance like I'm Patrick Swayze, man.
Shout out to Foot Fossey. We'll hit you up on Twitter this week. Like, he gets shouted out a lot for him not to be a guest on the show.
Somebody's going to have to give us some booty.
Here we go with this crazy ass shit.
We got Triple G Canelo.
Oh, that was a good fight last night. Y'all watch it?
No, I didn't watch. I was on the phone with you, going to sleep, trying to fight to go to sleep, staying awake. You trying to talk me into go to goddamn movies when I told you I can't keep my eyes open.
Brandon, did you see the fight?
Shout out! I saw the highlights of the fight. First of all, I'm not gonna pay for any pay-per-view boxing matches anymore.
Well, no, he watched it on Reddit for free.
Shout out to Reddit sponsorship.
Shout out to Reddit. You can stream almost everything. But for some reason, I can't find shit I'm looking for when I'm on Reddit. I can't find baseball games.
Aaron, I think you there's connoisseurs of wine, like where you like, somebody who really knows wines and really loves wines. You tasted all the different types of wines, and you not just trying to go online to find just any random wine you can get at Bevmo. That's what you are with your special videos.
I wasn't looking at special videos on Reddit. I was trying to find like soccer games and baseball games on Reddit. I couldn't get the damn thing.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Streaming everything.
I misread that.
It just hit the theaters. How the hell that's on Spang Bang, and I can't stream the goddamn Dodger game through Reddit. Everyone else streaming every fucking fight that's supposed to be not watched.
I told you, man, football season started, baseball goes away.
Real quick. Real quick.
Until the playoffs start.
Baseball got away real quick with it.
But, boxing's hurting, man. Triple G Canelo's probably the biggest fight that's up, except for Anthony Joshua, and I forgot the other guy's name. Exactly. That might be fighting.
Is Anthony Joshua the British dude?
Yeah.
That Sam claims is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters of all time.
And here's the thing. Sam Johnson doesn't know what he's talking about.
And I said, Sam, you don't know boxing, dude. I said the heavyweight division used to be tight. He's like, no, it's tighter now than I said, dude, at one point, the heavyweight division had Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas, Riddick Bowe, Andrew Galata. I said every fight, it was just legendary nights every fight, right?
And
George Foreman, Michael Moore,
Rockman.
Hasim Rockman. Yeah, he got that big ass knot on
That
his
shit
head.
was crazy. I was like, bro, they gotta stop him from fighting, man. This
He's about to
nigga's
die. He got a hematoma.
dude, I think hematoma looked like somebody like cut his scalp open and stuffed the softball under there and sewed it back up real quick.
And I'm telling Sam that he's like, no, this, whatever that British dude, Anthony John, no, he's there. Yeah, Clip.
See, the problem is, all right. So I watched the fight last night. Overall, I would say my general takeaway from this fight was it was highly contested. They didn't feel each other out as much as the last fight, and nobody really gassed as hard. They had moments where one of them got tired, the other one was peppering, getting more shots, and the other one got tired and went back and forth. But this second fight was more of a draw than the first fight. I can see this second fight having been a draw. If you look at it, Canelo landed more power shots and more body shots, more power shots. Golovkin was landing way more volume of jabs and good, just straight jabs and overhands, just like continuously. And if you were to say somebody won versus the other, I wasn't mad at the Canelo getting the win. I could have seen Triple G getting the win. I honestly think this fight was more of a draw than the first one. The first one, I felt like Canelo lost because Triple G landed more, and Canelo just looked good in the first few rounds with his power. Neither of them ever hurt each other really in either fight. But in the first fight, Canelo never hurt Triple G. He just landed some hard body shots in the first few rounds, and then kind of went dormant. And Triple G was just landing jab, working, throwing combinations the whole fight, and he should have won that fight. Some people want to say otherwise. You ain't watching the fight. But this fight was more of a draw. But if you had to give it to somebody, I'm not mad they gave it to Canelo. He fought a good match. That's the confusing thing about boxing and just combat sports is like, are the points all equal? Are body shots more valuable than headshots, or vice versa? Or power shots more valuable than a clean jab snapping in there? And that's where I think that it's really hard to judge. But I do think that they don't need to have a third fight until later on. Both of them need to go fight somebody else right now. Because neither of them's going to knock each other out. It got kind of boring. Like, I was like, this is just like Mayweather fight. Everyone was hating on Mayweather. Everyone likes to hate on Mayweather.
You're too much of a UFC fan to appreciate like a 12-round.
Science.
No, I watched it. I enjoyed it.
Nobody's
What are you talking about?
Like,
Y'all niggas didn't watch the fight, so eat a dick.
I'm trying to figure out why they made a Bobby Christina movie.
Aaron, this is what happens when you put your TV on the TV one, nigga. Turn it off. That's what happens. When you go to Lifetime next.
Man, you was looking for the Roland Martin show, man.
No, Jared. Going back to the boxing.
No, it was a good fight. It was a good fight all the way through. But my point was saying is like a Mayweather fight is neither of those. Yeah, they were throwing to try and hurt each other, but neither of them was really hurting each other. And it's ended up being a 12-round fight. Once you get to the top level, a lot of them, there's no knockouts usually. So, like, that is kind of frustrating. But that's why I don't hate on Mayweather the way a lot of people hate on Mayweather. It's a good fight. You see good boxing. You see high-level competition. And typically, it's going to take a really, really special circumstance for one of them to knock the other out if it's really good fighters. And that's why I appreciate Mayweather. He's not going to get knocked out almost certainly. And he can knock out other dudes, but he picks them apart, and he doesn't typically knock them out. It's whatever. It's fine. It's good boxing. It was a good boxing match. It was a very good match. It's better than the first one, but I don't think they need to fight again. They don't need to have a trilogy right now. I think they need to fight somebody else and then come back maybe after that. But if it's the biggest payday in the sport right now, then maybe they'll do it again.
I don't know. Big payday in
Unless
the sport, Mayweather, Pacquiao, which I hope I don't see.
Mayweather came and said he's gonna fight Pacquiao, come out of retirement December of this year.
I know he's been buying too many Gucci purses for girls.
I think he's been wasting a lot of money.
He always wastes. I keeps a jet. He always wastes a lot of money.
I think he wastes a lot of money. So
Hey, Mayweather, Venmo me.
Hey, is Mayweather illiterate?
Yes, I told you that. Oops.
Come on, nigga.
Did that show up on the microphone?
Aaron, show us your design.
Man, that woman did not have a steady
Let me see what you
hand
got.
at all. I tried to get some arrows on my nail, right? And she did not have a steady hand at all. And look at this.
Hey, man, nigga, is you Navajo? What is that?
She
Nigga?
did the fletching going the wrong way.
This nigga, dude, it looks like he got some musical notes mixed with a white picket fence on his damn nail. Aaron over here going out with some of his friends, some of his lady friends, and they go get their nails did.
I mean, it looks good from a distance.
Man, you look like you're trying
like
to be a backup dancer in that hidden video that Prince did called Broken Arrow.
Come on.
Hey, I'm glad they had you cut your nails though, Aaron, because I was starting to worry. Aaron had his nails growing out. I was worried that he was doing drag and selling crack at the same time. This nigga.
Never think.
He had the drug dealer and drag queen nails going at the same time.
This thing you messed up, Jerry. What you didn't understand was Revlon was gonna buy my nails. That's why I grew them out. Revlon was gonna buy my nails. They knew. They knew. When I was young, when I was in college, all I did was pill money and touch bitches.
It was crazy. Like, I never knew about the whole pinky nail thing.
I didn't know about that either.
Until, like, I was much older. Because, like, I would hang out at the senior citizen place. Because, like, at an apartment we lived in Oakland. When we first moved to Oakland, I was, like, right across the street from a senior citizen place. I would work there, like, sweeping floors or whatever. And all these old black dudes would be there. And, like, all of them would have these long-ass pinky nails. And I'm like, that's great. Like, why do you guys have it? They're like, oh, no, man, you don't know nothing about this. You a young dude.
And they didn't tell you.
And yeah, and then when I found out, I was like, oh, these niggas